Hey guys, welcome to the new video. Today we're gonna talk about 14 e-commerce conversion rate optimization techniques that you can consider while optimizing the conversion rate for your e-commerce business.
First thing is consistent branding. A lot of brands don't understand that they gotta be shown everywhere in the same branding way, right? Let's say you see this, my keyboard is red and you see this part of my chair red as well. So you're like, oh, it's who is branding, right? Like it's his room branding. Or if you see Supreme, you see their red logo everywhere. And when you check their website, when you check their Instagram, when you check I don't think they do TikTok, when you check their stuff, you're like, oh, this is Supreme's vibe. So your colors and the way you showcase yourself on the internet should be giving you, oh, is this XYZ, your brand's name, vibe.
Basically, branding is not just about the colors and the logo, that you use. It's about the brand tone of voice as well, like how you behave with your customers, how you talk with your customers, and what your customers really think about you, okay, when they hear about your brand. Or also you could use consistent font, like the imagery, the design, the style of your creatives, like images, videos, and stuff like that.
So in short, branding is just how your consumers or people outside of you, how they perceive your brand.
Number 2, product descriptions. You need to write the product descriptions in a way that your customers will find, what your product's about, and like how your product will solve certain problem or fulfill some kind of desire of your customers.
The third thing is shipping information. The policies, the return policies, the shipping policies has to be clear on your website, right? And even on your Instagram brands like highlights or something like that, because it helps the consumer to actually see, okay, how many days it took to return this? Can I refund this? Can I change this to the other side? Stuff like that.
Number 4, product reviews. Product reviews help a lot. It works as a word of mouth advertising, and like people will get to see what other people are saying about a particular product. They can also see like the images, the videos, that other people have used, and basically they can feel or they will understand like how it feels, to have a product like this. Like when the audience read about the product reviews, and it really works as a great social proof to make the purchasing decisions.
100%. You can look at product reviews as something that makes your brand more trustworthy, because a lot of people that buy from the internet, they haven't even bought ever from the internet, so they're going to be skeptical about buying stuff from the internet, which is pretty normal.
Number 5, email and SMS optimization. It is super important to optimize email flows, SMS flows, and basically split this every possible angles and figure out how to work for the particular brand, and that way you'll get to find the winning elements, basically winning angles, winning offers, and you can incorporate that to increase the open rates, hence conversion.
Number 6, special sales day. So when you have Black Friday, New Year's, some kind of festive seasons, anniversary, even birthday gifts, right? Even if you can do this kind of personalized, very personalized way of special sales day to the consumer and show it everywhere. Like when there's a sales day, you need to be showing it on your website very clearly, right on top of it, in the header, and just log the header, or even on your socials. When there's a sales day, to actually show it everywhere. It's a more personalized situation where the customer's birthday, send them a birthday gift, right? A lot of brands do this, and it's a very great way to connect with your consumer on a very personal level.
Number 7, UGC content. Basically, UGC means user-generated content. It is super engaging, and people really want to see this kind of content nowadays. It really works as a social proof thing, and people will get to see and the feel about the products. Okay, for example, if it's a streetwear brand, they're seeing the UGC content of the product, they will feel okay, how will I look after wearing the product and stuff like that. So they'll look after their maybe UGC creators, influencers, and they can just basically get that feeling virtually as well.
Number 8, multiple payment options. Basically make your checkout process smoother. Some people that's gonna take a look at your product, they might not want to go through a hassle of adding it to cart, but they just want to pay, for example, via Google Pay or Apple Pay. Basically just really buy very fast just that one particular product and really just do something else. They don't want to be going through the hassle of having to add to cart, inputting their information, when you can just double click one time on iPhone, right, and just pay via your face, really.
Yeah, it helps to increase the conversion rate because the processing decision can be made faster. Number 9, improve page speed. By improving the page speed, customers can really browse through your website pretty fast, and they can make the processing decision faster. Okay, if your website loads slow, get turn off. There are a lot of other competitors whose website loads faster, and they can buy faster because they just go to your website through social medias, and people in social media, they don't really have time to go to other platforms or something like that. They're here to have some fun. If your website loads slower, the bounce rate will be super high, so it will really affect the conversion rate.
Number 10, size guides and model info. There shouldn't be any confusion about the products, especially on the product page in the description. You always need to have size measurement, and you also need to have model pics. If you don't have model pics and size measurement as a fashion brand, you might lose a consumer because they don't want to go through hassle of contact on your mail or on Instagram or on Facebook to ask you about size measurement. This is an objection that you need to already think of, so people don't have to go through that hustle and they can make that buying decision smoother.
Number 11, segmented offers. When you segment the audience, it would be easier for you to different stages of the audience of the sales funnel, I'd say, because when you have the targeted offer for the audience of different stages of the funnels, it would be super relatable to them, and then it would incentivize the audience to make the decisions.
So you can see segmented offers as something, when you want to date a girl. Let's say you are at a club and you want to make the first impression. The first offer is going to be different than the offer that you're going to make 2 years from now, 5 years from now. You might offer her, to marry you or something like that. So understand that segmented offers work on a way where you got to understand the environment that you put your consumer into or they're currently at. And to understand the environment, you need to be measuring their behavior on your website, on your social, stuff like that. Number 12, core incentives. You can look at this as a segmented offer, but essentially you need to be inspiring people to take action when they abandon their checkout. You gotta hit them on emails, on SMS, talking about, oh, you left this out in your cart, here's your discount code. And maybe later you give them another discount code, really just incentivizing them via ads as well, right? That's a segmented part of audience that you need to be targeting specifically. But if you don't know what kind of audience you're gonna end up there because you're not tracking the data correctly, then you can't make a segmented offer like this because you don't know where your audience is coming from in the first place.
Number 13, use relevant offers. It is crucial to craft the relevant offers to different audience, of the different stages of the sales funnel. When your offer is not relevant, it wouldn't inspire your audience, to make the purchasing decisions. Okay, to incentivize your audience, and you gotta provide the relevant offers. Okay, for example, if you're targeting bottom of funnel audience or middle of funnel audience, okay, and you just provide some kind of discounts or free shippings or anything like that, it would work for the retargeting ads, because this audience might just they're waiting for some kind of discounts or sales, to make the purchase. But if you're targeting the top of funnel audience and you just provide 10% off or something kind of offer, those cold audience will they will be skeptical to buy from you, because there won't be any kind of cross factor, they basically do not know about your brand, so it wouldn't really make sense. Number 14, handle objections. You can handle objections of your consumers, okay, for example, adding FAQs, frequently asked questions on the website. It would help a lot to your customers, get to know more about the product, or how much durable it is, or for example what kind of materials have been used to produce the product, or even shipping information, how many days will it take to ship the product and stuff like that. If you guys have a return policy, or what's the return policy, you can add those things over. Basically you can just answer all of the potential questions that your consumers might have to ask before making the purchasing decisions. They're basically buying with their money, so they will not put the money into the things that won't provide the value, or that's not worth it. So you gotta answer all of the questions, or maybe you can also look over the maybe product reviews and use those negative reviews in the FAQ by answering all their queries. Basically we're gonna do the audit of this website. Okay, when we see the product page, there is not a product review section where the audience can see the reviews and customers can give the reviews. when you don't have the review section, like it will take more time to make the purchasing decision for the audience. So it is super important to add the product review section in the website. Another thing is when I go to the product page, like the images of the products, like they're not really organized. They can use some kind of like image slider and thumbnail on that, like so that it would be easier to browse the product. Like this way, like it creates like a lot of hassle for the audience to see the product. Another thing they're lacking is like the landing page copies. I'd say like there is a lot of room for the improvement in the copies. They can use some kind of like copywriting elements, copywriting fundamentals, like maybe they can just like mention the product benefits, and also with some kind of like urgencies or like the features, like how the product should be useful, or like how it is unique, or like how it solves certain problems, or let's say like how it can fulfill some kind of desire of the customers, or like just how it is like showing the uniqueness of the product. Also, when I see the headline in the website, like we cannot see any kind of urgency over here. They have just added like all items are pre-made, ship out same day. They can add like maybe they can provide some kind of like certain % off or free shipping, or like something like that, like for a certain period of time, for certain days, or like certain hours, to make the urgency, like so that like people would make the decision faster. Another thing is like when I went through their website, like I didn't get any pop-up or something like that, like to put my emails and like say like my information. They're literally leaving a lot of money on the table, like they're not collecting any kind of. Email is a great tool, like to retarget the audience, and you don't have, and the best part is like you don't have to spend a lot of money. And I didn't even see like the site chart or like the product information, like product info and stuff like that. People are skeptical nowadays, like to buy some like clothing products online, and like when they don't see any kind of like site chart, it doesn't really inspire audience to make the purchasing decisions, because like it takes a lot of time for them, and like they might not be interested in sending some messages on the social platform. So it is super important to include the site chart in the website. This helps a lot to increase the conversion. Thank you so much guys for watching this video till the end. If you guys have any questions or concerns, like feel free to drop them in the comment section. I'll reply to every single comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Subscribe.